Hello, everyone, and welcome to the MySpace podcast. I'm your host, Miley, and today I'll be reviewing the book Maze Runner by James Dashner. I want to start this off by saying I know there may be a buzzing sound in the back. I am on short time, and I don't have the time to figure out what it is, and I also want to get on and reading my next book. So I'm sorry if it's annoying. It's annoying to me too because I listen to this as editing and as videotaping. So yeah. Just have to do it together. I'm gonna try to reduce it in editing, and I should be able to do it. I tried it, so it should work. It's gonna be worse for me though, because it's louder in my ears. Yeah. Anyways, let's go on with this. Maze Runner. I give this book a 4 out of 5. It was a good book. I liked it. But the writing style wasn't my favorite. Nothing to do with POV, I don't think. Just in how it was written. It's just different than what I'm used to, and I'm pretty sure Maze Runner is an older book, so it's just different. Gotta read different books. Still good, though. And it was confusing in the beginning. And up until close to the end, I just didn't really understand what was going on half the time. And also, it didn't have a lot of action until closer to the end of the book. So it was like, it wasn't hard to get through. It was just not my favorite and not what I look for. But I give it a 4 out of 5 because it was still a good book. So yeah. POV, as I said, it's third person, but it's a limited POV 2, it just follows Thomas. Genre. Fantasy, dystopia, science fiction, mystery. It is kind of mystery-ish. And it's young adult. So, the plot/storyline. I'm going to start off saying that this book is nothing like the movie. So, if you've seen the movie and are thinking about reading the book, just know it's going to be nothing. This book's nothing like the movie. I haven't seen the movie in a while, so yeah. I know but I know. Very different from what I remember. So what I'm going to give is a short version of the plot and a long version of the plot. The longer version is going to go more into the storyline and it shows more of how it's different from the movie. The short version is very short. Let's start off with the short version. So Thomas is put in the maze with a bunch of other boys. He has no memory of his past, only that his name is Thomas. Then this girl comes up with a note in her hand that says she's the last and nobody else is coming, and that everything's gonna change. Well, she says that last part. Then some things happen. He runs into the maze to save Albie and Minnow. But by doing that, he gets himself stuck in the maze throughout the night, which you don't want to do because that's where the grievers, which are the monsters in this story, that's where they are. But they all survive. Also, most of the Gladers, certain number of the Gladers, which are the boys, because they stay in this thing called the Glade, which is surrounded by the maze. So everyone is grilling him, saying he has to remember something from his past. Something has to be familiar because everything started happening when he came. Then more things happen, and the creators are getting bored and are trying to speed things along. They want them to get out and blah 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 blah. Thomas figures out how to get out of the maze. They do it. There's a lot of bloodshed, but about 20 of them survive. But they get taken right to the creators, where they are then saved by a bunch of other people. So yeah. That's the short version. Long version. Let's go. So, this story starts with Thomas coming up an elevator, which is called the box, to the glade where the other boys are. Like I said, the glade is in the middle with a maze surrounding it. There are 4 doors. So, there are 4 doors. It's like a circle. I believe, at least. Maybe. Or a box, I don't really know. The maze is put up into 8 sections. comes later in the book. But it's 8 sections, and it's all just a maze, rocks and everything, and there's a cliff. So very different from the movie, which the different sections are a different type of maze. There's no cliff. So Thomas has no memory of his past life. The only thing that he remembers is that his name is Thomas, which is different from the movie, because I believe in the movie he doesn't remember anything at all. For the rest of the day, it's him getting used to his new reality, basically, and him being really curious about things. And him being like, I want to be a runner. Or, I don't know if that was the first day, but that may have been the second day. It was one of the first days. He also feels very comfortable there. Then, the next day, a girl arrives in the box with a note saying that she's the last one ever, and she wakes up for a second and says basically that this is the end, or everything's gonna change. That's what she says, everything's gonna change. I did say that earlier. And then she goes into a coma. Later that day, Tom's exploring the woods when he is attacked by one of the boys, Ben, who was stung by a griever. Now, the boys have this serum that can stop the save you after you're stung by a griever, and you go through the changing, which basically you can end up getting back your memories, at least some of them, and it's a whole lot of pain. A couple days later, Nino, names aren't my strong suit today. Albie go out into the maze to investigate a dead griever that Minnow found. I'm gonna stop saying names. But it wasn't dead, and Albie gets stung. This is when Thomas runs into the maze to save them, and then he gets stuck there. Then they get through the night, of course. Then there's a meeting with the leaders about what they should do with Thomas, because he broke the number 1 rule: never go into the maze. Thomas has just been put in jail for a day, and then he'll be trained as a runner, which are one of the people who run out in the maze and map it. Thomas, like I had said, also believes that being a runner is his calling, so he gets what he wants. And then one morning, the sky is described like a ceiling, which is what Chuck says. Thomas and Nino realize that day out in the maze that there is an allusion to the cliff. Allusion to part out, a couple feet out, there's like this hole, but you can't see it, but things just disappear into it. The grievers disappear into it. And rocks that they throw into that hole disappear. It's only a couple feet. It's only a couple feet wide and stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Then the girl, Teresa, wakes up and she's like a piece of information, which she tells which she tells to Thomas. So Teresa wakes up and she tells Thomas these like 2 things. The maze is a code, and that wicked is good. Don't know what those mean. Except one. Now you do at the end. And also, at this time, the doors to the maze don't close that night. So, that means that all the grievers can come into their glade, which used to be their safe place and now it's not. The grievers come, Gally also returns and is yelling at them and being all like, I know, he says a lot of things. One of the things he says is that the grievers are going to take 1 a night. And he looks like he's going crazy. Then he blah blah blah. Also, the map room had been burned down, so yeah. And Thomas realizes how the maze is a code. The runners stay out all night, stay the night out in the maze, but no grievers come for them. They saw a couple grievers, but like that was it. And the maze doesn't change. The maze usually changes at night, but now that the doors are open, it doesn't change. And then Thomas has this amazing idea about getting his memories back, which is how he remembers some other things, which I should honestly probably put into the spoiler section. But anyways, he solves He solves the maze. Well, he realizes how to solve it, but it's probably going to get some people killed. But, it's better to fight than die. It's better to fight and die than not fight and die. Yeah. There's a lot of bloodshed, like I said. And when it all ends, they get just taken straight to the creators, which they all hate. Then some people come in and kill all the creators and take them to safety. And that's about it. There were some spoilers in there, sorry about that, but that's what you get when you've watched the movie. So yes. Okay, my hair is not playing nice with me today, is it? Okay. Thomas. So Thomas seems really level-headed, which I love about characters because so many characters I know don't seem to be level-headed at all anymore. And the things that annoyed him and made him angry seem really justifiable, and honestly it makes him way more relatable. Thomas knew from the beginning that he had some connection to the place. He also went and got himself stung and went through all that pain just to figure out how to get out of the maze, which honestly is kind of like, yeah, not a lot of people would do that. Also, there's some other information that comes out, and it would make the boys hate him, but he doesn't keep that information to himself, and he tells the boys. And, well, look at that, they don't hate him. Sometimes you just gotta tell people things, and they won't hate you, because a lot of the time, people hate you for not telling them. Chuck, he seems like that annoying kid you become really good friends with, and you just don't see that friendship actually, coming along. It just kind of happens, and you're just like, what? Okay. When did this happen? But, I'm okay with it. I like Chuck, though. Nino. He seems mean, but he's not. He's just seen everything already. He knows everything that's happened. He's done, all this. He's been here for a long time. And I think he's smarter than he looks and acts, too. So, that also... yeah. He's also under a lot of pressure. A lot of them are under pressure, the ones who are more leaders of the camp. And because of all this pressure, part of him just wants to give up because there seems to be no way out. But Thomas doesn't let him. Newt, he's under a lot of pressure as well as being one of the leaders and having to keep order amongst the gladers. Albie, who is the head leader, is out of it for most of this book. So, yeah. He wants to keep everyone safe and he cares for a lot of them, at least the ones that he likes. And he trusts Thomas, so he just has a lot to do. Spoilers now. Some of them are weird. I did not expect one of these to come. I want to start off by saying that something that, if you've seen the movie, I believe this. I don't know if it's. I haven't seen the movie in forever. Actually, I'm gonna go rewatch it after I finish these books, most likely. You can go actually watch all the movies. I've only seen the first. Anyways, back to the spoilers. So Thomas and Teresa created the maze, and that's what Thomas tells the other boys. But they were forced to do it, so it's not too bad. Thomas and Teresa are also telepathic, which is crazy. I don't know how that happened. I'm also pretty sure that the serum that is given to the ones that get stung makes it so the creators can control them. And this is all proven at the very end when we see Galleys with the creators, and the creators are controlling him and makes him throw a knife at Thomas, but Thomas can't move out of the way, which I'm guessing is because he took the serum and they're making it so he can't move. Chuck jumps in front of Thomas, getting a knife to the chest, and then he dies. Chuck dies. I wasn't expecting that. I liked Chuck. Yeah. Also, with the epilogue, we're told that the maze was just the first trial, which I believe was already mentioned at one point, and that these people who saved them are part of this next trial. So the maze was only trial number 1. This next part is trial number 2. Also, there's a whole nother, experiment group, because this is all an experiment. So Thomas's group is Group A, but there's also Group B. So when's Group B gonna come into play? Who's Group B? But yeah. That's about it. I liked it. I'm gonna go read the next one. I found it on my library app. So yeah. My hair was being annoying today. There's a buzzing sound. My dog wants to be freed and come see me because she makes too much noise. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Next book. I actually forgot what the next book in this series is called, but it probably has. Is it the Scorch? Hold up, I have the book with me. The first one, The Scorch Trials. So yeah, let's get on to it. My hair, gosh. Anyways, I did speed this up because the button sound is annoying. This is also the first book of the year, so of 2026 that I'm reading. So that's how far behind. That's the difference in when the books come out, because I just do it of when my videos come out. So yeah, because I just do one every week, because there's gonna be a time when I'm not gonna have time to read or edit videos and stuff. So I have to have some videos in the way for me. But anyways, I just want to say my opinion. Thank you for watching, and have a good day, night, year, month, life. That was out of order. But thank you for watching. And come back and watch next time. Thank you. Bye.